So today I'm going to tell you what I think is best about working for Walmart. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to match up with what you think is best, but as far as my life goes and what I want to do, I'll tell you what's best about working here. Well, it partly has to do with where I'm standing here. One, I'm at home, which is primarily where most people want to be, but there's the whole you got to work and pay the bills, so you got to leave home to go do that unless you work at home. And number two, well, you look at all this white stuff around me. As a friend of mine says, the rare winter albino bugs, these little snowflakes. And, well, why would that be a problem? Well, if you drive truck and you drive in a lot of mountain passes and stuff, you figure out pretty quickly that you don't make a lot of money when the road's closed. And a lot of that happens. Like for us out in California, it seems like every time we get a big snow or even a small snow, it don't even have to be a big one. They close Donner down or they close the Siskiyous down, and well, you're sitting, and it's good that you work for Walmart and they'll pay you, but the pay isn't as good as if I'm driving. So I'm just not a big fan of that. I'm just like, if I'm going to be out here, then I want to make the maximum money, and so that brings me back to why I'm here in the snowy field at home. Well, I woke up to this morning and thought, well, I got 5 days starting on Friday, which would be tomorrow. And I'd already taken tomorrow off, but anyway, not the point. Point is, my week starts tomorrow, and I thought, you know, why do I want to go and do that? I don't want to do that. So I called work and said, hey, are these days available? Can I use PTO? And they said, yeah, they're all available. Go for it. And I said, all right. So I don't have to go back to the 17th. Well, if you watch my previous videos, you know that I I took the month of January completely off, and no weather. I mean, it rained, but there wasn't really any snow. It kind of bummed me out because I thought, well, hell, I could have worked, but whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and go for, it looks like it's almost going to be half of February. I did work 5 days, so it's not really. But yeah, let's just continue on with this trend. And I think, so the best thing about Walmart for me is that I can just take off and then just drive when it's good weather. You know, anybody who knows me knows I'm not afraid of driving snow. I've always been the type that I'll put those chains on. I'll go through a blizzard. you know, Back in the old days, if they had closed the road, I'd have probably went around the roadblock if there wasn't a cop sitting there. Didn't bother me a bit. You're in a big truck, you put chains on. If you're loaded, yeah, you're darn near unstoppable, in my opinion. But, you know, when it came to Walmart, that wasn't really not something you should be doing, that's for sure. But I, I've said it before, in the winter, nobody wants to take vacation in the winter. You know, I called and asked if those days were available, and they said, sure, they're all available. Yeah, try that in July, like July 4th, or any time in the summer. Most of the time, if you haven't already put in for those days, months and months or even a year prior, you're probably not going to get them. Or out of 5 days, there may only be 2 days available. Well, it's pretty hard to, you know, make plans on when you only get part of it and you can't take all the time off. But, I'm 5 on, 5 off. So it's pretty easy for me to connect up a lot of days and, you know, just get a lot of time off. So you'd probably think, well, why would you want to waste your vacation on that? Well, that's the beauty of it. This is the second part of what I like what I like about working at Walmart. It's fine because we earn PTO as we work. And here's something a lot of people don't know. We earn PTO while we're on PTO. So I'm off the next 5 days. Each day, it's like on the decimal system. The number one would be one solid day, and then everything under that, like 0.9, 0.8, 0.7. These are all portions of the day. So I make about 0.194, I think it is, on average. And so you can see, I'm sorry, yeah, 0.194, I said it right. So you can see in a week, you pretty much earn a day off with about a week or so. I don't know the exact math, but I mean, it's close. And then, of course, you get the safety days quarterly if you don't crash the truck. And so for me, it's like, well, I'm not wasting my vacation. So what? I used 5 days. For me, being 5 on, 5 off, I used 5 days and I got 15 days off because I already had the week prior to that and the week after that off. And so now, let's say when June comes, I do manage to get another 5 days off or whatever. Between now and then, I'm going to build that up. No problem. No problem at all. I build up a lot of days. And I know people, they're really stuck on the whole, well, I got to get plane tickets. I got to make plans and I need to put in for this time a year prior. And yeah, you can do that. We do that here too. Every year, beginning of February, they put a form out and you can request blocks of time. And then on seniority, you'll get it. And it's not a bad idea if you're really wanting like 4th of July off or Christmas or Thanksgiving or something like that. You probably ought to do it. But generally, I just take it as it comes. And so for me, that's some of the best part about working at Walmart is the flexibility. I mean, they don't want you calling in the day before you got to go into work. But if you call within 24 hours, so basically the day before that, if it's available, yeah, no problem. And I mean, it's your time. You can use it. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not like asking a favor, like, oh, I hate to ask, but I want to take some time off. It don't work like that. This is time you've earned, and they base it on whether there's more than 10% of people off at one time, I think it is. And so as long as it's not at that, then that's fine, but if there are at least 10% of the people off, then they'll tell you, well, you're the first one up if somebody cancels or the second or whatever. And I'll be honest with you, I've been on that list. Usually people don't cancel. One time in 18 years, I got a call and they go, hey, you still want that day off? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I've already figured I wasn't going to get it. But, so that's kind of how it works. And so anyway, I ought to tell you what's coming up here. Besides all this time off and enjoying home life with mama here and playing in the snow, this last week, I actually worked a couple of days and met with some guys out of Buckeye, Arizona. And they've been putting together a website where it gives you information about like the store, any store you go to, any DC, can you lay over, what facilities does it have? Is there parking? Whatever it is. And then it has a video embedded there. And the video is the drive. Basically, once you get off the main road and you start heading into the store, it shows you the drive with the dash cam into the store, where to go in at the store, and then where the docks are, and then details about how you want to line up with those docks if it's a tight store or there's some kind of issue there, and then how to leave. And, the question would be, well, what do we need that for? We know where all our stores are. Well, what a lot of people don't know is, I may be out of Red Bluff, but they may land up sending me to Loveland, Colorado, or Grantsville, Utah. These are where we have some DCs. They don't do it much anymore, but it used to be. We went there regularly. And as a new driver, I had no idea where I was at. I'm like, yeah, like I'm supposed to know if I miss the first driveway, there is no getting in the driveway with the truck, which you got to go turn around somewhere or whatever you got to do. It's a big hassle. And so that's kind of what it's for. It's for, to aid people that are not from that area or not used to it. And so these two guys came up and they want me and another guy. We're going to go out and we're going to film all these stores. And we're going to gather the information. I'll voice over the videos with the microphone telling, where to go and that kind of thing. And we're going to do all our stores and we're going to do all our vendors. And right now it's just a website. I think the goal at some point is the tablets that are in our truck, that we'll be able to just click on that and be able to take a look at that. Obviously not driving, but before you have to go to the store or whatever. And pretty cool deal, actually. So I'm going to land up doing that with another guy, and I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm not sure how many stores that our particular DC has. I think it's like I don't know, 115, 116. I thought it was 138. Somebody said it was a different number. Whatever, it's over 100. And I have no idea how many vendors we have, but it's going to take a while. So I'm probably not going to be driving for maybe a couple of months. I'll just be in a rental car, just documenting all this and getting going. So pretty cool. That would be another thing about what I like working at Walmart. There's options to do other things. Sure, you can try to go up in management or become the safety guy or whatever. Yeah, they got stuff like that, but I'm not interested in that. But as you know, I like the video, so I thought that was pretty awesome. And the other thing is that, and I'll have a video out on that at some point so you can check it out. And then the other thing that I wanted to update you guys on is I get a lot of questions about onboarding and, just how that works and just a lot of stuff that I don't really know all the answers to because, I got hired way before they had onboarding and that kind of thing. So anyway, we have an onboarding facility, and they also do the associates to driver program. And we have that in Red Bluff. And so we went over there and spent a couple hours walking around and talking with all the instructors and with the safety gal, which I've known her forever. She used to work out of the DC there, and it was cool. We got firsthand knowledge inside on what they're doing, what it's like, and just the whole atmosphere there and what some of the results are, of people. Basically, when I'm gathering, they got about a 60% pass rate. And I don't want to make people nervous and say, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to pass that. Well, I wouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Yeah, it's about 6 out of 10, basically, I'll pass. And that's an average. But, I think a lot of it has to do with how serious are you taking it? Are you going to listen to what they say? What are you going to put into it? So, I mean, there's people out there that think, oh, I've been driving for 30 years. I don't need to pay attention to that. I'll just do my thing and they'll be impressed. And then they're out of there and they don't get the job. And so you got to figure there's a certain percentage of people doing that. But I've said it before. Pay attention to what they say. Do exactly how they want it, whether that agrees with how you do it or not. And just get passed and get hired. And so I'll do a video on that, on what I learned and what I saw and everything. And so, yeah, that's what I got for you guys. But before I go, of course, I'm going to give you the information here. This information on the screen here is to use me as a referral. And a referral will get you a call back faster. And you can put it on the application. If you can't find a spot to put it on there, just make sure you tell a recruiter or whoever you talk to. I know if you get an acceptance for an interview, at that point you could put me as a referral. They have a spot for it there for sure. In which, even though you had an interview, it doesn't mean that, you're in or you're hired. A referral will help you at that point, I think, also. And then, of course, if you make it past all that, they'll give you an offer letter, and then you got to go to onboarding, which, well, if you don't pass that, then you'll get hired. But, and so you'd go to the website here, drive4walmart.com, and it tells you everything about the job. You can fill out the application there and just get the information you need. And, if anybody needs any help, whether you're using me as a referral or not, it doesn't matter. I like helping everybody. I mean, I don't get referrals for like the associate to driver. And I've told all the associates to driver people that, hey, if you need to get a hold of me, ask questions, I'll try to help all I can. And that goes for everyone. So you don't need to use me as a referral to be able to ask questions or get information. So here's my email, and feel free to email me and we can talk. So that's what I got for you this week. And those other two videos will be coming soon. So I'll catch you guys later.